You miss Sky's writing in response to the Sky the Third comment. That does remind me. No, and I agree with you, by the way. The writing in the Sky games was a lot better, especially compared to fucking Cold Steel. Yikes! Some of the writing in Cold Steel is fucking terrible, frankly. And I like those games, but you know, stupid is what I would call them. But I have a. Where is it? Where is it? I'll bring this up. Yep, that's pretty much that's Cold Steel in a nutshell for you. It's kind of how I feel. It's like it's just heh heh heh, haha. I don't know. Like there's so many like that's Rain for you. That's this person for you. Like oh my god, what the fuck? That's a lot of that writing for some reason. I don't know why. But anyway. I liked Cold Steel. I love the Trails games, but boy, if that ain't true, I don't know what is. All right.
2 important witnesses will volunteer themselves into custody and accompany us to the sign-in station.
At the sign-in station. I still don't know how I feel about the name Trails Through Daybreak. And also, the other thing, to your point too, about the writing in Sky, I just feel like the, and I don't know, I think the Cold Steel games pushed this series too far into typical anime tropes. I mean, you have, like, the mecha stuff. I know this one you have, like, the transforming, like power up, like you transform into something like a persona, basically. And I'm sick of that stuff. Like, I'm gonna play it because I like Trails, I like the Kiseki games, but I think that like the Grendel, that's all I know. I don't know anything else really about it, but I know that he will eventually transform into a monster man. Mechs always existed in Trails. I mean, yeah, I guess so, but I mean, like not like the way that they did in Cold Steel. Like gigantic mechs. That's not the way I thought about them anyway. It's like, you know, where you get inside them, you do like a magical girl thing, and then you like magically enter your mech. I don't know. Even though, like, again, I like those games, I thought that like this is the beginning of like we're going too far, you know. But yeah, and then Grendel's like, God, you just transform into a different thing, and I'm like, okay. You know, now we're just mashing different anime stuff into it, and it makes. But my problem with it is not that it exists at all or anything. The issue is that they add this with each new arc. So it's like in Liberal, like they never even heard of these things, and then all of a sudden in Cold Steel, it's like constant, just mechs everywhere, and then. You know, and then by this point, like, we're doing, like, transformations and stuff like that, where in my mind, it's like, we're just making a new anime every arc, and it makes the world feel less consistent, you know? Because it's like, why can't they have mechs here, you know? Why can't they transform over there? Like, it just makes it feel like we're just making this up because we needed a gimmick, you know, for the arc, and then it makes the world feel cheap, because it's like, okay, you know, the rules are thrown out the window, right? But Cold Steel, I only liked half of the old Class 7. Reen, Emma, Eustace, Milliam, and Crow. The other half I really didn't like since they don't drive the plot at all. Fair. Main issue with Cold Steel as a whole was everyone was sycophantic, but the dialogue, people try to say it was solely Reen, but everyone kisses everyone's ass in Cold Steel, and nobody accepts compliments. Yeah, no, I agree, 1000%. The fact that every villain needs to be redeemed or liked, or, yeah, how many antagonists felt like antagonists solely to be antagonists? No, but that's anime, right? Because that's like One Piece. That's how One Piece is, you know? It's like, as Luffy is like delivering a finishing blow, in that like split second we get like a full episode of like a backstory about how like a guy, you know, how he became so mean and evil, and it's like, okay, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's, I guess there's like, that's okay, you know what I mean? But it is a little annoying how like in yeah, no, you're right about that. Like, they just will take people and then, like, you're our friend now. You know what it reminds me of? Another franchise I love. And I bet you nobody else on the fucking planet would have ever brought this connection to you, or will ever bring this up again. The Trail series is a lot like Fast and the Furious. And that is not a joke. They build on each one, and they never forget what they did before. They always bring stuff back. Like, there are things that they do in, like, the more recent Fast and Furious movies that they break shit back from, like, Fast and Furious 1 that nobody remembers except for me. And, they brought in, like, a Hector, like, to be at, at a race in one of the later ones that nobody remembered that character existed. And I was like, what happened to that guy? And they fucking brought him back. But that's what they do in the Trail series. They just keep building and building and building, and then they reference things from the past, and they do that in Fast and Furious. And they also always become best friends with the villain. So, like, the bad guy is, like, you know, they're, like, destroying the planet or whatever, you know, they're doing something ridiculous in these new Fast and Furious movies. I guarantee you, by the end of it, they're gonna be best friends. They're gonna be having dinner at the end of the movie. And then Vin Diesel's gonna name his new child after this guy. Like, it happens, it's very anime-like. It's very much like Trails. So yeah, so Trails and Fast and Furious, they're basically the same thing, is what I'm saying. I won't spoil much outside of the fact that the plot wants to tell you Van is like Kevin in terms of anti-hero, but nothing he does at all is, yeah, okay, is questionable or dark. Which is funny, the previous chatter, I was saying, like, Kevin is one of my favorite characters. And it's so funny because he's, like, Kondo doesn't even remember that he made that guy, or somebody made that character, and he led a fucking game. Yeah, he's one of my favorites. It's just marginally darker than anything Reen, Lloyd, or Estelle would do. I gotcha. I also, the only other thing I really know about Reen is that he's like 23 years old, and then to the rest of the cast of the characters are like, heh, old man. So old. And I'm like, oh my god. Are you kidding me? Like, what the fuck? That's a trope of anime that I find boring as an elderly man now. Every character has to be like 15 or younger, potentially. Especially hate how writing has to say 3 or 4 times an hour for each hour of this game. Should remind you how shady Van is. Yeah. I think, you know, the thing is, like, they want every game, they want to have their own version of bracers without just making the characters bracers. You know what I mean? Ever since they introduced that concept in Sky. And then so you have the bracers, and then you have the special support section, right? And then you have Class 7, and now you have the whatever they call the investigators or Spriggans or whatever. And this is supposed to, I guess they want it to be like, oh, he's like edgy. They're like edgy bracers. Even the cops don't want him. You know, it's like, oh wow. But that doesn't surprise me at all. That he's just like lawful good anyway. So. Excuse me. What were you doing in a place like that? What did the man with you say to trick you into going? Nothing. If anything, I was the one who persuaded him. What the request was that Mr. Arkwright accepted, though, I'm afraid I can't say anything more about that. You are aware that this may end up causing trouble for your school, aren't you? I'm not sure how we can avoid contacting them now that you're involved in this. I understand. This all feels like a nightmare. I can't believe someone I was just talking to hours ago is now... And all my insisting has gotten Van caught up in this.
Who do you think you're fooling, Arkwright?
Nate, the detective.
You think we'll believe it was just some coincidence that you were in the maintenance tunnel? That you were just taking that girl with you alone on some field trip? Not...
Oh. I guess he's not going to talk. That's fine. What do you want me to say? It's the truth. You think I volunteered to come in here just to tell lies? I sure do. You may as well be a criminal yourself, Spriggan. No way in hell someone like you just happened to come across a murder scene. Stranger things have happened. Come on. You interrogate all your victims this way? You tense from overwork? How about I lend a hand? I got a handyman's license, even. Service with a smile and always willing to lend an ear. That's the Arkwright Solutions motto. I'm more curious why you happened to show up when you did. He was a real slimeball, and he was also a nobody. Just what were you hoping to get out of him? What was so important that it requires a bunch of officers and 2 investigators?
I can see the rumors of how much a handful you are weren't overselling you.
Daswani?
Your weapon might not have a blade, but I've never seen anything like it. And you've got a state-of-the-art Orbment, too.
I agree, and I think it's worse here since a Spriggan is a bracer in everything except name. At least there was some way to distinguish the SSS from the bracers, and a justification for the bracers to be inactive in Cold Steel. True, yeah, no. That's a good point. That's actually a really good point. Meanwhile, there's no justification here. Also, the glazing Van gets in this game is worse than Reen, since Reen at least got praise after he's already fought in enough wars to get notoriety. Van feels like people just end up loving him almost instantly or being jealous of him. Huh, okay. That's good to know. Yeah, because I do feel like they did kind of like stroke Reen off a little too much even in the first game. Or even in the first 2, I mean. But yeah, in like Cold Steel 3 and 4, at that point, like, you know, he was already in the war. You're right. He's a war hero, right? And at least that's a little bit more deserved. But you know what, to your point though from earlier about everybody is they're just too nice to each other. They're just always like patting each other on the back. That's what I kind of I really hate that about modern games. Like Western games are even worse about that, where like nobody can say anything bad about each other. I got that vibe from Hogwarts Legacy is the last game I played where I really noticed that I hated the writing, because like there are no like there are a bunch of like grade school and like high school kids, and everybody's like, oh please, like we should hang out together. I love you. You're such a good guy. You're so smart. You're good at this. Blah blah blah. It's like these guys should be fucking like beating the shit out of each other, stuffing each other in lockers, giving each other swirlies. You know what I mean? They should be assholes to each other. You know, they should all be in the... If Hogwarts Legacy was, like, realistic, they'd all be in the hallways, like, kicking each other's in the dick and calling each other gay. You know? But no, they're all like, you're the best person. I've never met anybody like you. I love you so much. You're so cool.
You've been skirting the line of legality dangerously close these past few years. You do know we could come down on you if we wanted to, right?
Wow, that's harsh. It's just a self-defense baton. This is really weird. What is voiced and what is not is very bizarre. As for my Zifa, just as for the Orbal net, and I've authorized to have one as a tester, I'll have you know. Even I know that authorization coming from a questionable foreign company ain't the best look.
The words right out of my mouth.
It's almost like they have
really know how to throw people off.
Like they hired people to do the voices, but they said you have exactly this amount of time. Like this is we can't record more dialogue than this. Like let's say like 6 hours. You can't record more than like 6 hours of dialogue. And since like Van is a character that has to be throughout the entire game, they have to like cut it, like, you know, it's like they had to pick and choose which lines were going to be voiced. It's very weird because like why is Daswani voiced here and then Van is not in the same conversation? I don't really feel like Reen got stroked off much in Cold Steel. It felt like a lot of the time Reen had to get shoved to the side of us so his friends would have the spotlight, unless he was around Emma or with Crow where he's snarky. A lot of Reen's best moments were with the side characters, because whenever Reen wasn't allowed to be anything except a kiss ass, Reen wasn't allowed to be anything but a kiss ass because that's not what his cast wanted, at least for the first 2 games. I don't know. I think I just got the vibe like he was too much of a main character. And if you're saying that that's kind of how they handle Van here, then that's not that surprising. Because I don't like not every chick in like the Crossbell games wanted to suck Lloyd's dick. You know what I mean? Whereas like Reen, I was like halfway through like, or maybe we'll say like after Cold Steel 1, it was just like everybody, Reen walks in a room and all the women open their mouths by instinct, you know? It's like, that's how it felt. I don't know, I find that annoying, you know? And especially because like, if we're being realistic here, I think Estelle is still the best main character in the game, or in this franchise. And what sucks is that I wish that they would never just stop showing up. Like, you know, I wish that Estelle and Joshua were not in the Cold Steel games at all. Because they get, like, flanderized. Like, it makes their characters seem so much less important when, like, you see them and all they're doing is, like, eating ice cream. You know what I mean? It's very weird. I know they show up, like, to fight later. And, like, I liked Hajimari, you know, but maybe Hajimari is, like, that should have been the most... Like, we shouldn't have seen them in Cold Steel 4. We should have seen them in Hajimari. Because I feel like it really takes away from the importance of Estelle and Joshua. And I really liked them. Whenever Reen shared anything with his cast that wasn't propping up his cast, he just shut down. And yeah. No, it's like... Yeah, God. I guess maybe he had the other problem where it's just like, I can't let anything happen to my friends. You know, that anime trope? And then he's like constantly throwing himself into danger and stuff like that. I do remember that. But anyway, I like those games, but the anime was dialed up really high in Cold Steel. And it seems like it probably is here too. Inspector, I say we grill this guy good. It's clear he's a total good for nothing. And you don't lead a pretty lady astray without having some kind of ulterior motive. I like him that young, detective, huh? Just don't go deep down that rabbit hole. You think I look bad? Just wait till people hear a cop got hooked on hitting up juveniles for favors. But you know my address if you get in hot water. Speaking of waltz in here, and Taswani looks like Gray in his portrait here. He's like a ghoul. Hey, don't let him rile you up.
Wasting your time with that one.
And just who the hell are you?
I would be with the Central Intelligence Department, the group that asked for your help on this case.
I'm the character that seems like your friend and will definitely not be evil later.
I'm with the CID's Analytical Division. On its behalf, I thank you for your aid in locating Giacomo Conte. And I see your line caught a second fish as well.
When Reen criticized New Class 7 for not following his orders, his classmates actively undermined him. I don't mind the martyr stuff with Reen since it actually treated like a flaw and he's never rewarded for it. Okay, I could see that. Yeah, he kind of was. You're right though. I mean, he kind of was a pushover. He's kind of a pussy, if we're being honest. We feel awful for losing him, really. But it's clear as day that this guy knows something. We'll have it out of him before long. That won't be necessary. He and his companion will be coming with us. On what grounds? Our own investigation has led us to safely rule them out as culprits in Mr. Conti's murder. As such, for reasons I am not at liberty to discuss, they will be coming into our custody. I trust that won't be a problem. Oh, no, not at all. Do what you want with him. Don't be such a damn suck-up. Should have known this was how it'd be once they showed up. Very well. This was always the CID's request, do as you will. But as much of a low-life piece of scum as he was, we're dealing with a man's death here. I'll thank you and you to remember that. Of course I will. Needn't worry about that, leave everything to us. She looks familiar. Van, oh thank goodness. They let you go too? Yeah, after this troublemaker showed up.
I'll be taking my leave now, sir.
Who is this lady?
Understood. You know what needs doing next, and be sure to send your report to the chief.
She looks familiar.
She said she was with the Central Intelligence Department.
Looks that way. Seems real competent, too. And you're able to bark out orders to her just like that, huh? Shows you've moved up in the world, Renee.
Huh?
Kincaid, not Renee. You know that. Though perhaps you need reminding after 3 years.
Hard to say if 3 years ago even counted as a proper hello. You're still on the ball as ever, you spectacled sadist.
Same to you, Spriggan. Still working from the shadows and relying on old-fashioned stubbornness and trickery to get the job done, I see.
Damn right.
The CID is currently hot on the trail of the duo who murdered Giacomo Conte. We found trace evidence of them at the scene.
There's something... I don't like this guy's line delivery. He's talking like Solid Snake. We found traces of evidence of him at the scene.
Oh!
Knew you wouldn't waste time. Then...
I know your nose and circle of suspicious contacts are not to be underestimated. I won't be getting in the way of whatever you and your friend are working on. If you hear anything interesting, however, you'll give me a call. You owe it to me after bailing you out.
Contact information exchanged.
Why wouldn't he have his friend's
I don't
contact
believe
information
I've heard
already?
that hollow before. By the way, have you told her you're back yet? Well, that answers that. Will you ever grow up?
Squeaky chair.
Take care then. You as well, young lady.
Thank you.
Lloyd and Joshua had harems too. Every girl in the SSS was in love with him, and every male character was designed to be as minimal of a threat as to the harem as possible. Joshua had a harem too, but unlike the rest, Van is a harem too, and it is creepier. Joshua's is small, and Skycast didn't really try romantic dynamics. Well, I mean, the other thing is that Joshua has a canon love interest. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't. I wouldn't call. I mean, I would say the closest that there is with Joshua is shit, the purple-haired chick. She was finally playable in Hajimari, which I really liked. But I like that character. The delivery chick. My main issue with Reen's harem is how most of the girls treated him like trash or like perverted monster over basic human kindness. Also, the reason why Van has much minimal voice acting is because a big chunk of the voice acting budget in Japan was blown on how expensive the actor. Oh, interesting. I mean, I did look up earlier for the other guy that does the voice of the guy who owns the cafe. Trails through Daybreak. Damien C. Haas. Okay. Oh, so the Japanese VO was so expensive that the American side had to get cheapened out on? I was gonna say, it's not like this guy is like a prestigious dude. He has purple hair in his picture on IMDb. I mean, how great could he be? I do like Agnes, though. I felt like she should have been the main character instead of Van. I wouldn't know enough yet. Much as I hate being in his debt over anything, this will be over faster with him on our case, or on the case. Both solving Giacomo's murder and your job. You want to call this thing off? I'm fine with that. Won't charge you anything if you do. Not after what, how much of a mess this has turned into. Leaving this all to me also works if you trust me enough. That's not an issue, but now that someone's lost their life, I don't think I can afford to avert my eyes. It's not right. Can I not stay with you for at least today? It pains me to cause you more problems than I already have, but at the same time, you're too young to worry about causing your elders problems. Alright, if you're that set on this, then let's get back to work. Next up, take the subway to Riverside. You aren't thinking of going back to the scene of the crime, are you? Nah, it's still gonna be sealed off, so no way we're getting close to it. I've got something else in mind. Let's get moving. I'd like to get this wrapped up today. Alright.
Excuse me? Can I have a moment of your time? You just came out of the police station, didn't you? I'm hearing there was just a murder. Was that why you were in there?
Who are you? Oh, reporter lady.
I'm Marielle M.A., the newest reporter with the Tyrell Times. I only just joined the paper's local news division and happened to hear what was going on from a source of mine. You wouldn't happen to have anything to add about the murder, would you? I'll take anything.
Like, everybody has like little upturned piggy noses. You notice that? Get good instincts on you, Missy. The cops just took in a key witness being questioned as we speak. Sounds like it's a detective called Nate in charge. I'm thinking he'll have more for you if you run in now.
Really? Thank you so much. Just you wait, Dingle. I'll get one over you this time.
Key witnesses here. Oh, okay.
Having a rough day?
Tanned youth. Nothing I'm not used to. I'm gonna go see Bramati now. Bitchin' squares after I lent a hand on that case with a spoiled brat.
Sure. I'll get it done.
That wasn't very nice of you. Can't just feed someone in her position false information. Last thing we need when we're busy is a reckless rookie sticking her nose into our shit. Why not let her make trouble for the cops to make our job easier? Cold Steel as a whole, I feel like it would have been better if they cut old Class 7 down to Reen, Emma, Eustace, Milliam, and Crow, since you interact with their content the most in the plot. Have Mateus Vander as their teacher, since Vander is their teacher, or as their teacher would have been the best way to go into Erebonian culture. Introduce Kurt earlier too. Have Lecter and Claire be Awakeners instead. Have Claire die, remove the reincarnation stuff, and let Crow and Milliam return to the grid. Dude, I will say, resurrecting Milliam is like the dumbest thing. Like, it's like, nothing matters, you know? There's no consequences to anything. Everybody's fine at the end. Everybody's forgiven. Like, I don't know. I don't know about cutting a lot of Class 7 down, but I do think that they have a problem with commitment for sure. There definitely are ways to like switch stuff around for like to introduce you to things better or sooner in those games. Could have already had his body taken out for an autopsy a while ago, but you don't need to be an expert to see whoever slit his throat was a pro. So where exactly are we going? Cafe and bar over there. Open now? About to be. Today's hours should be from 5 to 2. Might be better to kill a little time before we go in. He's probably still setting up for the evening. Oh, sure. He's just standing there like a vampire. Look at him. Just standing there with his arm folded. Alright.
Oh, this place is so soothing. It's so calm here with all the hustle and bustle.
Need a button so we can push this old
One thing
lady
I
over
like
the
about
ledge.
This area.
Oh, there's Sayla from earlier. About the, I forget what she was talking about. Not a lot matters in this biz as much as public opinion. Without that, you might as well not even exist. That's what we wanted, right? We've come so far. Why give up now, Natalie? I have no idea what you're talking about, lady. I will say, I'm not going to talk to all the NPCs on stream. I normally would do that.
That's a temple? It almost looks like a Central Eastern version of a church.
This is?
That's because it basically is. Edith has more than its fair share of Central Easterners.
Oh, can't go down there? Trying to get hit by a car. That does remind me, though. Is it Calvard supposed to be, like, way more, like, China-influenced? Right? Am I crazy? I feel like that was, like, the depiction, or, like, how the way they would have described it in previous games. Like, what's that section of Crossbell where they had, like, the Chinese restaurant? Where were those people from? Weren't they from Calvard? It's been a while since I've played those other games, man. I should have watched, like, a big recap or something.
Well, hello again, handsome. I've been waiting for you. I figured you'd show up early enough. I suppose the girl next to you is your client. She suits that uniform to a T.
You already got her read.
My name's Bermati, sweetheart. I'm the owner and bartender of this fine establishment. Van and I have a very special relationship.
Very gay relationship. You have a boyfriend? We just scratch each other's backs, that's all. I jerk him off, he jerks me off. Helps that he makes some of the best coffee and cocktails in town. Thing is, many of the class isn't really... it doesn't really exist. Milliam serves as a better way to get into Osborne and the Reformists than Machias. Elisa had to steal from Emma and Altina to be relevant. Black Albrecht was originally meant to be Emma's antagonist too, since her backstory in 3 and 4, in events in 4, went into her mother dying due to the curse, but they relegate the reveal of who killed the mother to reverie. Excuse me, Black Albrecht. The Arcades pushed the Vanders aside, but they had none of the elements that made the Vanders interesting. Zephyr didn't really do anything, and no personality outside of Fee. Gaius was the most forced dominion. Well, I think, what's it called? With, like, the Jaeger stuff, I think the Jaeger stuff is, like, really underbaked. Whenever they show them, I feel like it's, like, it makes sense when they say it, and then when they show it, it doesn't make sense, if that, if anything I'm saying makes sense. Because it's like they're like bands of mercenaries or whatever. It's like they whitewash them to make Fee look good. Yeah, I get what you're saying, yeah. I kind of agree with that, actually, now that you say it like that, because, I guess you can't have her be, like, super, super bad, right? And I know there's one in this game, too, right? There's another, like, young Jaeger girl. And Fee, hey, look, Fee is my favorite from Cold Steel. I picked Fee. But, yeah, no, I agree, though, that, I think just Jaegers in general, they don't really line up with what they should be, you know? They're like, everybody, like, at the end of the day, like, if you're meant to be friends with them, they're just, like, every character's, like, overly good, overly a nice guy. He's also a first-rate information dealer with a hell of a lot of fishy contacts. Well, isn't she a polite one? What a lovely client. So I assume whatever led you here, regards, Giacomo. That's right. Word travels fast. Of course it would. Scene of a crime was practically my front yard. Man, this song is such a jam. I found him difficult to like as someone in the same trade. But I'd have never wished this on him, even if he did most likely bring it on himself. What do you mean? So he did put his hand in the fire. Guessing it was last night? Well guessed, you're absolutely right. One of my sources tells me he tipped off the police. He said a criminal gang was in the midst of a massive drug deal. It's not good. It's not that uncommon, but I'm more thinking it was a hoax. Indeed it was. The police arrested several from the scene, but they found no evidence that drugs ever changed hands. However, it did look like they were in the middle of a dispute of some kind, but who the other party was, they could not ascertain. The ones caught were also saying something along the lines of, "Who ratted us out? They wouldn't have done it. So was it someone on our side?" Judging by all you've said, it sounds like those criminals that the other party were still scheduled to do some deal with. Oh my god, I can't read. What the fuck is going on in my brain right now? It sounds like those criminals that were at the other party were still scheduled to do some kind of deal, even if it wasn't drug related, and Giacomo called the police on them, creating confusion by doing so. Yeah, you're dead on. He then took advantage of that to make off with something from the scene. And ended up with a one-way ticket to the other side for it. My thinking is along the same lines as yours. I haven't got a clue what that something in question was. As for how he was able to make off with it, completely undetected, I can only speculate. There must have been some kind of trick to it. You don't think he used a Zifa, do you? No, there still aren't many of them in circulation. I think he used the previous model, which fits the objective much better. There's a fair number of them making the rounds on the black market these days. The Ramda, huh? Calvard's 5th generation Orbment. Yeah, the one developed between Verne and the Epstein Foundation a while back. It was used by the police and army for a while, but soon as the 6th generation was introduced, they wasted no time dumping it. Zifa is better, sure, but the Ramda was just as good as the Erebonia's Arcus back then, and with its most notable feature being stealth capabilities. Why is that something that everybody would need? Everybody, like, can you imagine if, like, we got the new iPhone, you know, the Galaxy, or the Pixel 10 fold 4 times, plus now it has stealth capabilities. So... I read that totally wrong, by the way. I thought it said, with Emma, I liked her since her content tits were more natural with Reen. But no, her ties more natural with Reen's. Due to her family treating her like Cinderella, as in they treat her like a servant. It allowed for Emma to grow since her elements challenged her. Her mom died, grandma treats her like a slave around the house, doing all the chores. Because Rose is a man-child, yep. Forced to do this life and death situation, while the only person who would help her would withhold info from her and gaslight her. Celine knew all that stuff because was supposed to teach Emma that stuff as Emma's supervisor, and overall having to chase after her, irresponsible dicks of a family. Yeah, no, that whole witches thing, that was weird, honestly. They all did seem like assholes. And it's like, you have, like, some of the most powerful people ever. They're all, like, in, like, a weird witches coven. You know? Like the grandma. And, you know, 1,000-year-old, like, super powerful sorceress Lolly, right? And, also, her cat turning into a lady is weird. I don't like that. Stop doing that. Don't do that. That doesn't belong in... No, wait, no, not that. That doesn't belong in Trails. I don't like that. That's, you know, there's plenty of other stuff to perv on in Trails. You don't have to make girls into cats, and vice versa. I don't like that. Unless something and more someone lets you disappear as if by magic. How long it lasts depends on the user, and it can't avoid tripping sensors. But slipping into a scene that's already in disarray and stealing something, that would be child's play. That does all make sense. Puts it all into perspective for us, huh? We charged in the maintenance room after hearing a scream. All that was found was Giacomo's corpse. But we weren't the only people who were there. The criminals who slit his throat were still there too. They just snuck right past us, using Ramda's stealth capabilities. What fearless criminals they are. Certainly not bottom of the barrel. We could be dealing with Jaegers, or perhaps. Whoever they are, they've recovered what they're looking for, so I doubt they'll find success pursuing them any further. Oh, I wouldn't be sure of that. No, he wouldn't keep me waiting.
Here are all the bases he used for the past few years, complete with security locks.
Thanks, we'll call this even.
Oh, and just to add, there's been no sign of any Jaeger cores in the move as of yesterday. Well, be seeing you.
Guess I'm in your debt again. What was that all about? So Giacomo had multiple hideouts, huh? That could mean whatever he stole is in one of those, but if it was in a Jaeger core he had a run-in with... Ah, forget it. I can't believe you turned a dingo. And right in front of me. You know I'll sing like a canary for you any day of the week. Sorry, but I never was much of the faithful type. It felt like an actual conflict compared to every Aurora girl where you have Elisa's mom basically be what helped her, not Rain, not Class 7. Her mom was the biggest... Yeah, true. Zephyr worshipped Fee. It made sure her life was as easy as possible. Duvali was made into a joke to make Arseed look good. Excuse me. That entire dynamic was stupid because it felt like character assassination to prop up the antagonist or the protagonist. Yeah, that's true, and I liked Duvali too. But I agree. We got a lot of new information from that. I'm just surprised at how well connected you are. What can I say? Spend time putting people in my debt so I can cash in favors when I need them.
You must have amassed quite a collection by now.
Oh.
I'd heard you were a regular at this establishment, but I wasn't expecting to run into you just as it was opening.
That makes two of us. First Renee, then you. Hell of a day for me.
You've certainly spent a lot of it skulking around. I imagine it was half your own fault that you got hauled off to the police station.
Wish I could argue otherwise. Should have known it wouldn't take long for you to hear about what happened and come running.
Of course. I've paid a visit to the scene of the crime as well. Giacomo was hardly a pleasant person, but he was a decent informant to use when work called for one. I hope you know that the detectives at the station and that reporter are very displeased with you, by the way. Your love of causing trouble for everyone and taking advantage of it to further your own goals has never been a bright spot for you.
Don't got a clue what you're talking about. Damn, this is awkward.
I can't believe it. Forgive me. My name is Elaine. I'm sorry for interrupting your conversation.
Oh, not at all.
I think we have much to discuss. But we're also both busy, so that can wait for another time.
Celine was the only member of the Hexen clan I hated, though. Since at least Rose and Vita meant well and tried to do things to the best of their abilities, Celine would actively withhold info for no reason, be an asshole about it, hurt Emma's feelings, put in as little effort as possible and expected you to be thankful when she finally decides to do anything. You better be thankful that I finally decided to use this power that I only hate using due to vanity. Yeah.
Whoever can solve this case first, the CID, the police, the guild, wins the prize lying in wait.
What's the prize?
That also goes for our presumed suspects. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. Be careful not to get too involved here, Van. I'm almost certain that the 2 people who killed Giacomo were from A.
Thinking the same. But I'll chalk myself up to owing you one for telling me.
It must suck to get dressed up as an anime lady, you know? Like, she wears the same outfit every day, but she has like 16 belts on her thighs. It's like, that sucks, dude. And even, how does Agnes get that, like, she has like 2 handkerchiefs, like, in her hair that hang there all day. How does that happen? What, you do too? Guess she has, she does pop up in the paper every once in a blue moon. Of course I know her, she's really famous. I don't think there's anyone in Calvard who doesn't know the face of Elaine Auclair. She's one of the youngest bracers ever to reach A rank in the guild. They're ace. And they even call her, I can't remember, but it's something like Beauty's Blade, elegant enough for someone so adept with the swordsmanship of the Old Kingdom. Hard not to feel for having Beauty slapped on her title. You two, close? Just an old friend. Anyway, we've wasted enough time here. We almost got this one in the bag. We can talk stuff through while we're on the move. Rank Trails leads as Estelle, then Kevin, then Reen, then Lloyd. I think Lloyd's cast carries him. Van. I actually agree with you on Lloyd. I really like those games, obviously. I like those games more than I like the Cold Steel games, but Lloyd as a lead I actually don't like that much, so I totally agree. I will say Estelle is number 1. I guess maybe I would say Kevin is number 2 for me as well. I would probably have, well, I don't know anything about Van, but like Estelle, Kevin, Reen, Lloyd. I would say Reen and Lloyd are kind of tied for me. It's just really the only ones that matter are Estelle's best and Kevin's second best, which is weird to think about. Huh. Because I don't like Lloyd. I don't like Reen and I don't like Lloyd. So, I don't know. I don't like either of them, really. I think it's safe to assume the thing Giacomo made off is the Orbment you're looking for. We know it was stolen from an antique shop a week ago by a gang of punks. Said punks then met with a pair of others to deliver it, and at this point likely had some dispute over Mira. That was when the police charged into the scene, leaving Giacomo, who called them, to snatch the goods using his ramda. I thought his portrait in the bottom right was a guy sitting in the corner. When the pair tracked him down the very next day, they waited in ambush for him at the crime scene, murdered him, and stole his ramda and used it to escape. Ramdas are like any other computer in that they've got apps to note things down and store info in them. Giacomo was always a very cautious one, so I'm sure he wouldn't have made the info too easy to identify. But I'm guessing the locations of his hideouts were on there, so the culprits could use the device to find him. You think his murderers are using the ramda to find out which spot he stole it? Pretty much. Fortunately, we've been able to use his data on his recent movements to narrow down the top 3 places it could be. One's in the front of Trion Tower in the 3rd District, one's in the Central Station in the 7th District, and one's in the 12th District around Grand Circuit Racetrack. Oh, okay, yeah, so the Z1 racing that they were talking about in the paper is definitely gonna show up. My most vicious assessment of Lloyd is that he's an idiot who makes horrible decisions, but coasts off of plot armor and friendship powers. How he won an argument with Randy, yeah. No, I agree. And Kia retconning reality to make sure he's never wrong. No, yeah, you're right. When you put it like that, actually, you're totally right, because he does. I feel like he, out of all of the main characters, to be honest, he does make the dumbest decisions. So, okay, you know what? I will say this, and I have a controversial Trails opinion. Hold on, because I forget. What, Sorry, one sec here. Oh, yeah, right. I couldn't remember names, sorry. Okay. My controversial Trails opinion is that I don't understand why Estelle and Joshua give a shit about Ren. I don't get it. She sucked in that game. I hated that character, and I found her so annoying. And then all of a sudden, they're like, we love you. Oh my god, please stay with us, and blah, 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 blah. I get that she's like a little kid, you know what I mean? And it's like she's in like a fucked up situation. But I don't understand why, like, it was like, as soon as they met her, it was like they immediately feel like parental vibes around her. And that never made any sense to me. And they never really, it didn't feel like it was set up at all. And like, maybe I missed something, but I don't think I did. It felt like it wasn't set up. It wasn't really done well. And then they just had this feeling that they had to take care of this kid that was like a sociopath, a psychopath, honestly. And that's it. I mean, I get, look, everybody knows Stardor 15, right? You know, but still, like, that character sucks. I'm sorry. Like, it is what it is. And that's my controversial opinion, is I don't understand why they give a fuck about her at all, and why they wanted to, you know, to help her so badly. I don't know. They should have just chopped her head off and called it a day, you know? And I guess, you know, you're right. That was a mech that she had, right? So I guess that was always there. Issue you mentioned with Ren is the same issue I have with how Cold Steel and Daybreak handle Jaegers and Cold Steel onwards. Yeah, like they just, like, it feels like it's not set up properly and they're just best friends. You know, like they feel like they have like such a responsibility over these things that, like, and you're just sitting there like, why? Like, why do you give a fuck about this? You know? No, I get what you're saying. They do that a lot in this series now that I'm thinking about it. They do, I think they do it for like emotional, like they try to have like emotional weight on it, and then, but it makes it feel like it was never set up properly, and then this came out of nowhere. The Ren thing I find very annoying, like, particularly. People try to applaud Lloyd for being a normal guy, but it makes his accomplishments the most insane when he can square up and beat a Divine Blade, match up with... Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Match up with McBurn and defeat giant demons and robots without mechs. It makes... But here's my problem, though, right? That wouldn't be a problem if we didn't introduce mechs. You know what I mean? Like, if we didn't introduce that, like, you can't win a war without putting, like, thousands of people in fucking mechs and having, like, a guy, like, mow down cities with a single mech. Like, that wouldn't be as much of a problem. That's what I was saying earlier, is, like, you keep stacking this stuff on top, and then it makes, like, it feels like it is out of place, and then on top of that, it feels like it lessens the impact of things that came before it. So, yeah, it's like Lloyd being able to beat, like, a Divine Blade, yeah, like, Arios, right? Like, him being able to beat him, like, that doesn't really make much sense. Probably McBurn as well, honestly. But really, I mean, it makes even less sense when, like, Reen struggles in, like, a mech to do it, right? So then you're really like, Jesus Christ, like, why isn't Lloyd here? He could just beat him with his fucking tonfas, you know? Which is stupid, but that's, you know, when you're that committed to the lore, like Trails is, I think you have to think about that shit, and they kind of shoot themselves in the foot. Okay. Which of them would you say is the most fishy? Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I'm gonna lose points for this. I think it's safe to rule the tower and the circuit out. Till last night they were both full of people, because... Oh, yeah, because of Summerfest and the Z1 Grand Prix. I see what they're getting at. Having more people than usual would raise the odds of someone seeing him. exactly. You wouldn't have wanted that. There's a door down an alley just before the station that leads underground. My guess is Giacomo hid what we're after down there. And that means we should...
The next stop will be in the cathedral in Edith's Feast District. Those traveling to the cathedral or Aramis Academy.
No, you're getting off at the next stop. Closest station to your dorms, right? Don't worry, I'll have this thing crap by the end of the day. And, the goods with you by tomorrow. You were fine with me helping you before. Before, this is now. The affiliation of Giacomo's murders changes everything. Are you referring to the A group? Yeah, everyone is on guards about them right now. Not just the cops, the guild, either. I'm talking like other organized crime groups and even Jaeger Corps. If that's who we're up against, I can't promise I can keep you safe. So that is what we gotta do. Sorry.
We are now arriving at the cathedral. The doors on the left side will open.
Hold on. She didn't get out.
I thought I told you to get off at the next stop.
You'll have to forgive me for being selfish, but you have to understand just how much that memento means to me. It's something that connects me not just to my great-grandfather, but my mother and grandmother too. And that's not the only reason I want to see this through now. A man is dead. I know you don't like the idea, but I feel like I have to be a part of this. Whatever may come to happen, I'll do everything I can to ensure my own safety. And I'll do everything you ask in the field, so please. Won't you let me come with you?
Everything I tell you to do in the field? Well...
You're the client. I can see you at least know your way around that staff and arts. But you're gonna have to do everything to keep yourself safe. And if I give you an order, you follow it.
Instead, it's worse than Daybreak, as they want villains as evil as Weissman, and want you to sympathize with them like Louvet. That's weird, yeah. Yeah, that would be that does seem like a tough sell. My outtake is I don't understand why anyone likes the Steel Maiden. They call her a righteous and amazing person, yet she doesn't do a good thing at all. She's complacent as the red constellation burns down banks. Shoot up Arkansas or invade Michelin? I forget. Help Northern Jaegers point genocide cannons at Ortis for their suicide thing. And basically let the Great Twilight happen so she could lazily play hero while doing nothing. Yet Rufus is treated like a monster for killing her, and Duvally calls him the worst man alive. Yet her and her organization have so much worse. Yeah. Yeah, true. I mean, yeah, like, but again, like you were saying, it's like, everybody has to come out of the other side looking like they were doing it for a good reason, right? It doesn't matter that, you know, it's like the most evil shit ever.
If you fail to do that, I terminate our contract then and there. We clear?
Absolutely. Thank you.
We are now arriving at Edith Central Station. Those transferring to the Transcontinental Railroad.
I like Duvally, though. They should make a Duvally game. They should just make like a Dragon's Crown game starring Duvally. And by the way, I think that's what they're gonna do once they finish Trails, because they, like, I mean, again, this is alleged, so this is alleged. I mean, it is, he literally said it, but this isn't, we don't know this for sure, and I doubt it's going to end up being true. But, so after this Daybreak 3, or whatever they're going to call it, Farewell, O Zamiria, when that comes out, well, it is out, right? But after that, there's they're saying now that there's only one arc left for Trails, which previously they said that there was 2. So the, you know, and I know like the meme is like, there's one arc left and it's going to be 8 games long, which could be true, but I think that unless the end of the franchise, unless the end of like the mainline Trails series is the like Zumeria explodes, you know, it's atomized, they could still do like other games that just don't fit into that, you know, to like the main storyline. You could do a Dragon's Crown game, and make it about Duvalie and give her giant boobs and really good pixel art. So, but I think they'll do more of that stuff. Oh, really? Oh. Okay, so I didn't know that. So there's still going to be like another game in the Calvard arc? Okay. I thought that was it. So I'll be honest, I haven't really looked at any news beyond this game, just because I'm like, I don't want to be spoiled on anything by mistake, right? Beyond like little stuff like the Grendel and shit like that, but that's like a main mechanic. It's how most people arrive in the city, after all, not to mention all the department stores. There's also that fancy new Orbal store that doubles as a cafe. It's been drawing a lot of customers. Yeah, I know the one. Funny to think how much this area changed in just a couple of years. Those big screens weren't here before either. But now it's hard to imagine them not being there. City's changing so fast it makes your head spin. True.
Very good evening to you, Edith. It is now 6:45 p.m., which means it's time for today's evening news.
Okay. Well, don't say anything else. But, I mean, at the end of the day, I would have played that. I'm gonna play them anyway, no matter what. The whole thing could have been spoiled for me, and I would still play these games.
Held a press briefing
But,
at the presidential building in Vontai
that kind of sucks to hear, though.
He discussed this year's ending of the reparations from Erebonia, and with it, the impact it will have on Calvert's future.
It has been 2 years since the Erebonian Empire launched an unprovoked war of aggression against us.
It's hilariously awful when you see it.
We were generous
Oh no.
enough to forgive. The price it paid in the form of reparations was steep, but every last Mira was, in my strong opinion, justified. I believe its actions, its atrocities, the past several centuries are behind it. I warmly welcome it back to the international community with open arms, promoting an era of peace between us, even when it comes to Crossbell State. With reparations due to come to an end this year, some have raised concerns that an economic recession is on the horizon. Those fears are unfounded. We have used these past 2 years to transform our economy, to bolster our capital, to better our technology. No nation has surpassed what we have accomplished because no nation can. We cannot take our supremacy for granted. I have every intention of taking this power and using it to lead our great world as a whole to a more glorious, prosperous future.
Well, if it isn't everybody's favorite president, he's a little heavy-handed, but you can't say he hasn't delivered. Calvard's GDP passed the empires in his first year in office, and this year's on track to surpass that by a lot. Suppose that's true? He's been enacting some very dangerous policies across the board, and not just economically. Compared to the last guy, yeah, Samuel Rocksmith seemed more grounded. Sorry, didn't mean to talk about politics. Would prefer not to waste time in rival territory. You have a rival? The Bracers? Oh, the Bracer Guild. I do remember hearing they had a branch near Central Station. Yep, maybe they aren't expecting to hear anything close to home, but they still got a sharp crew on board. So let's get to work. We gotta get what you're looking for before the duo who got Giacomo do. Know where the entrance of his base is? Right over there. The alley next to the old department store leads to the door we're looking for. Come on. I'm just gonna go straight there. This is it? Yep. This one doesn't lead to the subway. You can still jimmy it the same way. Was Giacomo the one who altered the looks like this? Not to him, it's just been a thing us shady folks have known for a while. But places like this all over the city make good use of. The ID knows about him too. You do? Why? Sorry, I keep egging conversation on when we really need to move. Ready for whatever we'll find here. Good, because there's no turning back now. Let's go! Yeah, true. Yeah, Van is a shady fella. Is that just my imagination? I didn't pick up a scent. Oh, look who it is.
His nose is as sharp as ever.
I know this.
Edios knows how this is going to end. But it better be with my classmates safe, Spriggan.
Yeah. My favorite character. Yeah, Kevin, he didn't need to. To be fair, the people who make trails do need to be reminded that Kevin does exist. Because they keep fucking forgetting. Might go back to the Dark Ages, even. Edith might not have a leg up on the old capital's history, but it still goes back to the Middle Ages easy enough. Back on all the subways and waterways we've been building, the underground's a sprawling mess and a half now. I see. I suppose it does make sense, like, that a place like this would exist here when you think about it, though. Ghouls. A monster. Well, a spirit, more like. Never seen them in the capital. What the hell's up with this? Sure you don't want to turn back now? Cafe'd be a good spot. No, I'm fine. I have a feeling my staff and arts will be highly effective against these. So if anything, I'm relieved I came here with you instead of staying behind. I will say though, you know, all this talk of Kevin, you know, my favorite guy Kevin, he does have that one I don't remember if it's a star door or not, but that really weird story with like the girl, like the older sister. And she like makes out with him when she gives him a piece of candy when he's like a little kid. It's like, there's something weird like that, right? I didn't just make that up, right? That wasn't like some like Rule 34 fan thing I looked up, was it? Because that is weird. It's very bizarre. Start them into your Zifa's slots, and they'll let you use different shards. Give it a shot. Okay. You can set quartz from the quartz tab menu. Yep. Whoops.
Shifting to maintenance mode.
Oh, it automatically put that there. Was that wasn't there before, was it? Oh, new. So we've evade. So she definitely has to get the...
Switching to maintenance mode.
Oh, wait. She's all full up. We have to go to like a thing to have them open that up.
Modifying your Orbment, are you?
Okay. Now we're ready to move on. Involving the Chinese thing you mentioned earlier, with Calvard. Calvard always felt more like in America, XB to me. They're a cultural melting pot, and their leadership determined through voting kickstarted the automotive industry, and they separated themselves from a monarchy system. Okay, I get it. I got you. That's interesting. Is there an even more Eastern country that is supposed to be like a fake China? That makes sense though. I mean, it makes sense now that like we're seeing what Calvard looks like, but because I feel like everything that they showed from Calvard in the previous games was like super Chinese, like specifically Chinese, you know what I mean? Like not just Asian, like, cause weren't like the I don't know, like I don't know, like, were they like mafia or gang in Crossbell, and they were all Chinese? This feels like the higher elements are active here. What the hell? What the hell? What do you mean? I'm sure you can tell this part from the fights we've had so far, but monsters are usually only weak to the 4 basic elements: fire, water, earth, and wind. But every once in a while, you'll find a place where they can be weak or resistant to the higher elements: time, space, and mirage. Seeing this place is one such place? Pretty sure it is, yeah. Either way, we'll find out soon enough. Let's get moving. Okay. Eastern Zamoria is basically that. A lot of Eastern stuff with involved with Calvard is due to many Easterners immigrated to Calvard and Crossbell to deal with the desertification. Oh, okay. That makes sense then.
Whew, that hits the spot.
So this has been like an almost like a full hour, and it was just one long cutscene because I've been talking. Yeah, no problem, man. All good. Do your thing. Alright.
Gotcha.
Sure snuck up on us. An awful lot of them, too. Sure are, but at times like these, the shards really shine. Time to teach you how to use SCLMs. Sklims? You'll see. Sklims. Shard, circular, linked, metafied. Or metafield. Oh, this is what I thought. I knew that there was something like this. You activate a craft or art while an SCLM is active. Your partner provides a power increase.
This'll hurt. I'll dice you up.
A chance!
Going all in. Sucker.
Oh, okay.
Bring it on.
Dude, the battle music in this game rocks.
This'll hurt.
Good luck!
All you on, yes.
Wait, what?
Certain arts will be more effective.
Pull out all the stops. Sucker. A chance.
Oh, did I do defend by accident? That's not what I wanted to do. What happened? What? I don't know what I did in that previous turn, but I totally fucked it up.
I'll take you on!
Certain arts will be more effective.
Yeah, I guess I should.
Something's coming. Get ready. Here goes. All you on, yes.
Okay. I figured that there was something like the links in Cold Steel. Kept up pretty well. That's the power of an SCLM. I have never been able to understand how someone else was going to act so clearly before. Yeah, it's a lot like combat links. Oh, that's, yeah, exactly. Used by Erebonia's 5th gen Arcus battle orbments. The Arcus units never saw much use outside of the Empire, though. Still, combat links are mainly designed to be used by two-man teams. Whereas SCLM is a system where it's a lot easier to switch around partners. Oh, yeah, I guess that does make sense, because you just stand near them. Shards really are amazing, aren't they? Never imagined you could use them for so much. Yeah, I'm not an expert on them either. But okay, come on. Okay. So I think it would be prudent for me to be a little closer to the front line. What do you think? Fine with a little. I still don't want you going out in front of me, though. I can accept that. Okay, yeah. Q. That's what it...
Here goes.
Here goes.
Real quick. Just heal up.
Whew, that hits the spot.
Here goes.
Because she'll be better against spirits. Is there any goofy stuff up here?
Suggesting magic attacks.
Let's get to work.
Next one.
Charge attack available.
It should be safe for now.
Okay. I will say, though, I was kind of ragging on, like, the Cold Steel models, but when you look at, like, the actual art of these characters, their models don't look... Like, their faces don't look anything like the character art.
Suggesting magic attacks. Commencing battle. Charge attack available.
Yep.
Gain a variety of AT bonuses during battle. Okay. Or does it show that? Oh, I see it. Okay.
Certain arts will be more effective.
Pull out all the stuff.
Initializing drive.
This'll hurt. I'll dice you up.
Okay.
Here goes.
Oh, that was pretty good.
All you on, yes. Have some more.
Okay. All right.
Well then, away we go.
That looks like a nice chest.
Thanks. Yours isn't so bad either. Let's see. What's the... equip. Prevents mute. ATS plus 5. Alright.
Charge attack available. Suggesting magic attacks.
Oh, wait. What? Oh.
We can win right now.
Unleashing Shark Strike.
Oh, wow.
Engaging shield.
Oh.
Bring it on. This'll hurt. I'll dice you up.
Okay. A little damaged.
Processing data. There.
There's gotta be some way around all this debris. Nothing's jumping out at me.
What about a door?
Looks like he's deep in thought. I better leave him alone. Now, where were we supposed to go? Wait, is that?
Shark strike.
A chance!
Keep it up. It's working.
This'll hurt.
Ah, I moved too far. The last second. Like an idiot. Oh, that was a crit.
I'll take you on. There. Ben. Attack their weakness with an art. Good luck.
This'll hurt. I'll dice you up.
Okay.
A chance.
What? Are you kidding?
All you on, yes.
Come on.
Have some more. Bring it on. This'll hurt. I'll dice you up. All you on, yes. Sucker.
All right.
You'll pay for that. This'll hurt. They're stunned.
How many CP do they normally have? Because I keep spending it and I haven't run out yet, but I don't know how much
Certain arts
you
will
actually
be more
get.
effective.
Have some more. That's how it goes.
Huh, looks like a chest.
I'm glad you noticed. It's quite a chest. Oh. At the very start of the game, Van is the small-time PI who's got a super special taser sword that is gifted to him because only he can use it, trained in Kung Fu by someone special, I won't say who. And Baroque, it somehow gets the latest bottle of Orbment for free. Also, the Kamen Rider stuff really early too. Yeah, I guess so. I just assumed that this would all be fleshed out later, and it was like, you know, just like every anime protagonist, there's like, oh, he's so special, special guy, you know? But yeah, that, I mean, that is goofy, that because he just said like, oh, Zifa's, not everybody has one. It's like, well, dude, you have one. Like, how do you have one? You're living in an apartment above a cafe. But I might have an idea how to take care of him. How's my boost gauge, man?
Fully replenished.
Was that about? I'll show you. Okay.
Everyone, move in.
This game's issues isn't like other Trails games. The game rushes its plot compared to... Oh, really? Let's see. Maintain for 2 turns. Grants an extra turn. Boosts chances of shard skill activation. Uses 100 CP to activate S-Craft. Okay.
Use a shard boost to get the upper hand. Keep it up. It's working.
We don't...
Certain arts will work better.
We haven't been explained how to use an S-Craft yet, have we?
Got a whole slew of them. Zypha activate.
Zypha. Don't I feel like a fucking idiot? I've been saying Zifa.
Pull out all the stops.
Initializing drive.
Oh, fuck. Well, I guess they were still targeted, so...
Use a sharp boost to
This'll
the upper
hurt.
hand. Full boost. Go all out. Keep it up. It's working. Certain arts will work better. Give it your all.
I'll dice you up!
A chance.
Okay.
Sucker!
Engaging shield.
All right.
A chance!
Oh, she's really low.
All out. Attack their weakness with an art.
She's up next. Okay.
I need to heal up soon.
Certain arts will work better.
Nah, it ain't happening.
Attack their weakness with an art. Give it your all.
Over here! All for you!
I have to do something.
Oh wait, no. I'll be dead.
Sucker!
Okay. I was gonna heal, but what's the point? And she's like about to level up, so. Okay, S boots is what I said. S boosts seem like they'll be really useful. They are, though. They ain't really the kind of thing you have to save for just the right time. Just use them when you can. Okay, I see what they're trying to say there. Wasn't that convenient? I'll keep that in mind. Okay. Review acquired XP, Sepith, and drops. Why are you telling me this now?
My exhaustion's catching up.
Stop whining.
To me.
One sec here. Okay.
Suggesting magic attacks.
Let's get to work!
Charge attack available.
Oh,
Battle
we get
finished.
two. Oh, okay.
Now
Did we level up?
processing
Oh, she hasn't leveled up yet.
data. Suggesting magic attacks.
Sucker! A chance!
You did it.
One more!
Charge attack available.
Good work, guys. We all in one piece?
It's just us, dude. I don't know why you're talking about this like that. It's a little weird. What a massive foe. The bigger they are, the harder they tend to hit. Try not to get too close. We're best fighting it from a distance. About deadly strikes. Every so often, certain enemy will use powerful attacks called deadly strikes. These attacks cannot be avoided. If you're hit by one, you'll be forced to into battle at— oh, okay. Okay. Cannot be— okay. Interesting.
Watch it. That one's big.
Commencing battle.
Why is it targeting that one?
We need to be cautious.
Charge attack available. Unleashing Shark Strike.
Oh, wait, is that one not stunned now? Oh, that's annoying.
Use a sharp boost to get the upper hand. Attack their weakness with
This'll
an art.
hurt.
Keep it up. Activating skill.
Okay. I don't know how he entered battle without being stunned. Sounds like it took that long.
Sharp boost to get the upper hand. Full boost. Activating skill.
I'll dice you up. All you on, yes. Sucker.
Engaging
Oh, wow.
shield.
Still not enough. They're a little tanky.
You'll pay for that.
Full boost. Go all out. Certain arts will work better.
Keep it up. It's working.
Attack their weakness with an art. Activating skill.
Over here.
Okay. That should do it.
All you
Oh
on,
no,
yes.
whoa.
Have some more. A chance.
What? Why didn't she attack?
Have some more.
Maybe she has some like support chain or something, I don't know. No way she wasn't raised with a silver spoon in her mouth, but she's braver than most would give her credit for. Throw in the weird Orbment she's after, and I got questions. Just who is this girl? By the way, I've been bracing myself well enough against monsters and in spirit so far. Do you think you could just tell me a little more about A, since we might be going up against them? Guess I should, huh? Ordinary people are better off not knowing a damn thing, but if they're after your great-grandfather's memento, then I guess there's no getting around it. That's what I was thinking too. First, A is just a code name. It's short for Almada. They're a mafia that go way back here in Calvert. Doesn't sound... I don't like the sound of that already. Still, they weren't that big of a group back then. We're not talking about big Eastern Syndicate here. They were nothing. Until they weren't. Over the past few years, they've gotten much, much bigger. Now they're the talk of the criminal underworld. Their names never end up in the paper, I assume. Yeah, obvious why big papers like the Tyrell Times won't cover them. But even gossip rags don't have the balls. It's an unspoken rule. Cross the line and you're done. I still don't know which, I still don't know what the deal is with this memento you're after. But you really should have gone to the guild or the cops. You still could if you wanted. Not my job to force you to turn to them. Mine's to be there if you feel like you can't. But the best outcome here is for us to get the goods before A can. Then have the guild swoop in and take the glory. 2 birds with 1 stone, 3 even. You make the guild sound like they're your cleanup crew. You really have no shame, do you? Mighty pleased that you'd think so. Let's get a move on. Okay, let's go. When you first refused my request for help, did you already suspect that the Mafia was involved in this? I had a hunch, but there's something ominous in the air since last night. Okay, you can change battle difficulty.
That looks like a nice chest.
You would know. Let's see. I guess I'm gonna go up that other hall first real quick. Oh wait. Get these.
Let's get to work.
Charge attack available.
It should be safe for now. That looks like a nice chest. This could get tricky with so many.
One more. Suggesting magic attacks.
Now, let's finish the job.
Okay.
Have some more.
All right, cool. Easy.
Battle finished. Now processing data.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Where'd that guy come from?
Let's keep moving ahead.
Okay. Oh.
Whoops, dead end. Let's turn back.
Hold your horses, girl. We should look around a little more.
Oh. Okay. I was looking for a prompt. I couldn't find one.
A hidden entrance?
Huh. Guys, nothing if not thorough. The hideout should be dead ahead.
Okay.
Just what I needed. Oh, wow.
Oh. Two oddly detailed
Can't get
gargoyles.
much more Middle Ages than this. Gargoyles, huh? Maybe Giacomo had a better eye for hideouts than I thought. Look at that. It's the spitting image of that picture you showed me.
It really is. It perfectly matches the sketches in my great-grandfather's diaries. I finally found it.
I'm happy for you. So it really does look like an orbment. But why is it glowing? Get back!
Oh, they can do that?
It went inside the statue.
Since when?
Well, that's not good.
Okay.
Are they resonating?
Dickless gargoyles.
We're gonna have to take care of these guys before we can make with your memento. But I know that's not enough to stop you at this point, right? Time to bust out your crafts, SCLMs, the works. Because here's where the real show begins.
Right!
I hope this isn't like really hard because I haven't saved. So
Time to put this to use.
Ashcraft, okay.
Use a shard boost to get the upper hand. Attack their weakness with an art. Full boost. Go all out. Activating skill.
Time for the main event.
Okay.
Vandalize! Raid!
Boost gauge limiter unlocked.
Triggering an S-Craft increases the boost max gauge by 1. Okay.
All you on, yes.
Going all in.
Okay, got him.
Activating drive.
Got your number.
Initializing drive.
All you on, yes.
I guess that's the one negative about... Oh, fuck. This is gonna kill her. That sucks.
There!
You saved me!
All you on, yes?
Honestly, it might be better to back up.
Going all in.
Activating drive.
Just because I feel like they're gonna keep clumping us together.
Attack their weakness with an arc.
Keep it up!
Activating
Time for the main event! Fans alive! Raid!
Boost gauge limiter unlocked. Ha!
Okay. It's one of these.
Certain arts will be more effective.
Yeah, I know.
Going all in.
Oh, I don't have any CP, so
Good luck. Attack their weakness with an
Take
arc.
that! Take this!
damn. Well, she'll get one of them. Should put him down. Oh no, I lied. Fuck.
What should I do?
Going all in.
Oh really? I can't hit? Maybe with him.
To get the upper hand.
This'll hurt.
Good luck. Full boost. Go all out. Activating skill.
They're stunned!
Okay, and then the other one's stunned, so that works. Alright. Cool. We got you material.
The mages of the Middle Ages left behind some damn tough guardians for us. It bugs me why they'd pick now of all times to start moving. Well, whatever. You really stepped up. Takes a brave soul to fight like that against the unexpected.
You mean it? Thank you. I'm very fortunate I had you to show me the ropes.
Okay. So we get our funny old Orbment.
Let me be the one to pick it up.
That's a good idea.
Looks safe enough to me. Well, here's what you came here for. Did it just react with her like a combat orbment?
I finally hold a Genesis in my hands. There's still more to find, but... I did it, Mom. Grandmother.
Say, Agnes, this great-grandfather of yours wouldn't happen to be... There you are.
Well, well, impressive footwork.
No.
Was waiting on the duo from Almada to make their grand entrance.
I see our reputation precedes us. You must be Van Arkride.
And my reputation precedes me. Look, I'm not opposed to picking up some work from you types most of the time, just as long as you don't cross the line, which you just did by firing at us.
That's too bad. We were only aiming for your limbs.
We have no intention of killing the girl. Not since she seems to be connected to that device. You, however, don't have that same privilege.
You're real pros, huh? So much it makes me sick. But it also makes my job a lot easier. Don't move.
Okay.
A practitioner of the Gekka school, I assume.
Oh.
Even if that weapon marks you as more of a military close combat type.
Good eye, but sorry. I'm not with the Gekka school. Anyway, you don't look like you know all that much about the device itself. But you're still gonna tell us everything you do know, and why you're after it.
Van, I'm certainly curious too. What does a criminal organization even want this for?
Beats me. We're just following orders. And an order's an order. Even if it costs us our lives.
What?
Okay.
Shit.
Oh, I thought they killed themselves.
You good?
I'm fine. I'm more worried about you.
Fast-acting enhancement drugs, huh? Didn't think you guys had gone that low. Ever heard the stories about foreign mafias getting destroyed by that stuff?
I'll thank you not to compare us to small fry like Crossbell's Ravage.
We stand head and shoulders above them. And now we're gonna stand head, shoulders, and feet above you!
What?
Where'd that spunk from earlier go?
We're gonna enjoy this!
Maybe where does Spunk go?
Van!
Got that out of your system?
You're done, Spriggan!
Don't you dare!
The hell? Fine then. You can die too!
Could do a shard shield. No time. Damn it! Don't die over a piece of shit like me!
So evil. What? Despite having done nothing bad ever. He's such a bad guy. For some reason.
What's going on?
There's a light coming from my great-grandfather's.
Oh boy!
What?
You sure are in a sorry mess.
What? How is this?
The hollow from your Zypha.
Well, Van, the choice is yours. Will you bear the nightmare or not?
What? What kind of proposal is this?
Since when can hollows appear like this? World's full of mysteries. Are you asking me that question of your own free will?
Huh? Of course I am. Just so we're clear, I could not care less how much trouble you're in. I'm just here to know one thing. Will you bear the nightmare or not?
Van.
Man, today's just one thing after another, huh? My life's been a living nightmare for more than a decade now. So what's a little more fire when you're already in the depths?
Oh, sorry. Here's my options here. Let me decide. I gotta think about this one. Should I bear the nightmare? I guess I'll bear the nightmare.
All right, let's do it!
Okay, doing it then! Shard swell! The Grundle's all yours!
The Grundle?
What the?
This is so anime now. He's a magical girl. He's the Grundle.
What is this feeling?
It's your Grundle.
Well,
What's this feeling in my Grundle?
Winning this thing over our bosses any day of the week. You're damn right. We're taking you down in the name of Almada.
True.
I'll shut you up. Let's rumble.
Connect multiple turns in a row. Select the action you want to take from the list to perform some heavy-hitting moves. Be divided into the following types: crafts, mighty crafts. Oh, okay. Oh, interesting.
How's your chance to boost, fan?
You ready for me?
Oh, HP absorb.
Give up. Eat this.
Oh, okay.
It's our turn now.
Activate an S boost to increase how many turns. Okay.
Full boost. Don't hold back, fan. Awesome, fan.
Eat this. Cypher activate.
Okay.
Full boost. Don't hold back, fan.
You ready for me? Eat this. What the?
All right. It's pretty easy.
Eat this. Eat this.
We'll take that.
It's just so unbelievably anime.
We'll take that.
Eat this. Eat this. Impossible.
Oh, he went down too. Okay. I'll take it.
This is unbelievable! What is he? Ugh.
Van! Are you alright? How do you feel?
I'm fine.
Like a Grundle.
Tired as all hell, but I don't feel any pain. Can't believe I just took down a pair of drugged-up mafiosos like they were snot-nosed kids. What a monster.
What was that? You saw Mare too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just tell me what you want.
Figures. All she spits out is what she's programmed. She's got no sentience. The tech hasn't come far enough to give her any.
But... was it the Genesis, then?
Can't imagine it was a fluke. So that thing's called a Genesis?
Yes, or that's what my great-grandfather called it in his diaries. It's supposed to be one of 8, called collectively the Oct Genesis.
You saying there's 8 of these? I'm gonna guess it was behind everything that happened here. Behind
Okay.
Mare showing up, behind me turning into that weird monster, behind spirits popping up down here too.
Then we're of the same mind. The diaries describe them as for experimental observation, and nothing more.
Of course they elected to omit the finer details. You know, when I accepted this job, I didn't think it'd be from a relative of the one and only Professor Epstein.
Huh?
Dead on, huh? That thing was made half a century ago, around the time of the Orbal Revolution. It's easy to tell by looking at it just how much precision and skill went into making it. Then you got that it's an Orbment capable of doing artifact-level stuff. Even Epstein's 3 disciples couldn't have made something so advanced back then. Knock them out of the running, and you're left with the father of modern tech.
I'm sorry for hiding it from you. I'll tell you everything there is to say. It all started when—
Not now. Put it away.
Van, are you all right? Oh.
I see. We were a few minutes too late.
Those two are...
They're from Amada. We finally caught them.
Get lost! This is our territory!
Who do you think you're talking to? This isn't a job for civilians. Just what happened here? I can see that you fought them, but beyond that...
We fought, yeah. With how pumped full of drugs they were, it was a miracle we could make it out with our skin intact.
Was he always wearing that bracelet?
As curious as I am about how you emerged victorious, I trust you were able to help your client?
No comment. That's between me and her. Now, I know I owe both sides here a debt, but consider them paid. They might be at the bottom of the chain, but they're still in Almada. You can have one each.
Excuse me.
Who gave you the authority to—
I suppose we do owe him for neutralizing them.
Very well. We shall take them in between us.
Maybe if you're lucky enough, they'll even talk. Now come on, let's get out of here.
Oh, sure. But let me help you walk.
I'm good.
This is clearly only the beginning of something much greater. Sharpen your skills while you can, Van.
Will do, Renee.
Kincaid.
Okay.
I can't let him keep living like this. Why must you insist on shouldering all of the burden yourself?
Anime. Okay. Back at the coffee shop.
Damn. Guess I'm going without dinner. You even good to be out this late? I thought students had a curfew.
That's kind of you to think of me, but I received permission to be out this late beforehand. Never mind my curfew. Won't you let me see to your arm? Do you have a first aid kit in the office?
I do, but...
It looks like it started healing on its own.
I know it wasn't that bad in the first place, but it's still healing way too fast for it to be normal. Wonder if I got that Orbment or turning into a monster to thank for this.
This all began with those diaries. They were passed down from my great-grandfather to my grandmother, and then down to my mother until her death 4 years ago. As you guessed, my great-grandfather is the famous Professor Epstein. It was known at the time that he had an adopted daughter, but she went missing very suddenly after he passed away. By the sound of it, something compelled her to shy away from the public eye. I don't know what that something was. It wasn't written in the letter she left me. Then after my mother died, my father began to lose himself in his work, and now all alone, I became more and more captivated by the many diaries that were left behind. They weren't filled with complex formulae or specialist knowledge or things like that. Instead, they were about who he was as a person, what he was like, what his philosophies were, what he valued most in life. He wrote about the little things that colored his days, his bonds with his loved ones, his time spent with his disciples. I could see through every word written that he was a kind, warm-hearted man with a good sense of humor. A man I could respect a great deal. I was so happy to have his writings so I could peer into his world, just like my mother and grandmother before me. And before I knew it, those diaries
This is not a
became my
great stream
most
game.
treasured
It's so
possessions.
much dialogue.
However,
And like, not just dialogue, like so much exposition.
at the end of his final entry, on the very last page, I found a shocking message. It said, "Recover the Oct Genesis before the year 120X." else all we know will come to an end.
Pretty ominous thing to write down.
It could have been a delusion that came to him in the winter of his years, but I began to feel that it was why his diaries had been passed down to me, and as the days wore on, my desire to do something to avert the end he foretold, but I knew I couldn't go public with any of it. Not with my grandmother's disappearance. That led me to enroll at Armus Academy, where I met a very dependable upperclassman. Her advice took me to the Orbalnet, and that led me to you.
I'm guessing that's Ren
I just
she's
never
referring
thought
to.
when I started all of this that these would be the consequences. That someone would die. That you would be put in so much danger.
Well, you managed to get one of them. Even if there are still 7 more out there, you could always call it quits here.
I can't. Not when they're what connect me to my family. Not when I now know they really exist. And not after seeing that final entry. I can't look away from all of that. Here. This 50,000 Mira is everything I was able to gather for this. Please, accept it as compensation for all the help you've given me.
I thought I told you my rate.
Well, you did, but I don't feel that it accounted for that injury you sustained. I intend to find the remaining 7 on my own. I don't want anyone else to get hurt because of my problems. Oh, but I'll be very careful about it. Promise. Huh?
My rate's 1,000 Mira an hour, excluding other I'll bump it up a little because of the danger involved. But you rolled up your sleeves more than your average client. You put yourself in danger to help me. Any more than 10,000 would be ripping you off. This is how the world of work is. Good thing you're still in school, because you got a lot to learn.
Maybe, but still. I'm sorry. I just feel you've taken on a lot more than you bargained for from start to finish.
To be honest, that whole turning into a monster thing's got my interest piqued. So it wouldn't feel right to ask
Yeah,
you for even
the
more
perk of the
Mira
job.
how we're gonna keep this thing going.
Get to turn into a giant metal monster.
What are you...
Unless you decide to give up altogether, I'll pitch in however I can from here on out. In exchange, you can share any info you got on the Genesis, or anything those diaries say. How's that sound?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but are you telling me that even though you know it might be dangerous, you're going to help me search for the other 7 without taking additional compensation?
Hey, info's good compensation. I ain't taking a single Mira, though. I'm gonna need you to get more used to real combat, too. For your own safety. Can't have you leaving yourself wide open and all that good stuff. And I'm gonna drill it into you until you're up to snuff.
I don't know. This doesn't sound like a fair trade at all. I'm the only one benefiting here. Well, if you insist, Van, then thank you very much. Having your support means a lot to me.
Yeah, well, I'll be counting on you too. All right, now that today's done and dusted, time for my hard-earned reward. I've been waiting for my Andalusia fig and honey tart all day. I was gonna scarf it down all by myself, but you pulled your weight today, so let's go half-half.
Thank you.
Are they gonna show it?
Oh, but
They
I
better
still
show what that
wanna
cake looks
say,
like. They keep fucking talking about it.
It really does bother me just how much I benefit from this arrangement compared to you. I was thinking of a way to even it out and thought, you know, how about I work here part-time?
You wanna what?
Don't do it. Don't do it. Do not. She's 16 or something. She's in like high school. Don't let her work for you, Van. You're gonna slip up.
You seem to be so busy that I can't imagine how you find the time to clean up around here. I'm also good at secretarial work too, so I'm sure I'd be a big help with sorting paperwork and whatever else you need. Just a standard wage is fine. Or even no wage. Unpaid is totally fine.
I can't do that. Haven't you ever heard of labor laws? And forget that. This whole idea is crazy. How did me hiring you even get into your head?
Well, it's because you won't accept any Mira from me. I understand you have your own way of doing things, but I have my own pride to satisfy, you know. You'll just have to compromise. Nah, Now, let me just cut this
Flabbergasted
tart into
sputtering.
two so we can dig in and enjoy. Don't worry, I'll make sure you get the bigger portion. And where do you keep your coffee beans? Oh, there they are.
Wait, how did you find them so... Who said you could make yourself at home this fast?
Dude, you're in hot water now. You cannot do that. Oh! Intro. Wow. 4 hours in. Oh, this is gonna get copyright claimed. I just thought about that now. Oh yeah. Forgot about Ouroboros. And Risha? Okay. Oh yeah. Is that Zin? Is that his name? From Trails in the Sky. Fucking 20 years earlier. Like in real world time. Okay, well, I can't believe that 4 hours in we got the intro scene. We just played the prologue. I did spend like 2 hours just talking. So
Gotta keep this up. That's pretty good, I guess.
okay, I know how this works. I get it.
I'm Anya's Claudel.
Yeah,
I
16.
still have a lot to learn,
See,
but I promise I'll do whatever I can to keep up.
Van is he's like a 23-year-old guy or something like that. This is a very dangerous situation, you know? There's no, don't hire a 16-year-old girl with like double D's. Don't do it. You're gonna get yourself in trouble if you're like a early 20s guy. It's not a smart move. It's like in what was that fucking terrible movie that Madam Web, when she goes, I'm gonna go to the jungle now. So Ben Parker, you have to watch these 3 teenage girls, these 3 very hot teenage girls that are played by 20-something-year-old women. Sydney Sweeney and fucking all that. So they're gonna stay with you until I come back. They're gonna live in your house. Like, why would you ever do that? That is not a good idea. Nothing good can come from this. Alright, so let's save here. And I know it says proceed, but I think I'm actually gonna kill it here. Or at least pause it here and then figure out what I want to do in a bit. I'm going to grab a bite to eat, take a pee, and all that good stuff, and then I'll be back. I might play more of this. What I'm worried about is that if I play more of this, I'll just play this all day, because I do want to play more of this a lot. So, but I'm thinking I might come back with either like Dragon Age Origins or Tokyo Xanadu or Valkyria Chronicles. I don't know. I'll figure it out over the break. But I'm going to take a longer break, and I might have a buddy coming over to play some video games with, so I'll figure it out then. But anyway, I'll be back in a little bit. See ya.